Hi, my name is Kylie Pinkston. Today I'm going to be persuading you on why therapy is a good option to have at any point in your life. Even though therapy has been given a negative connotation, saying that it's only for people who are weak and that crazy people go to therapy, things like that have been said to give therapy that negative connotation. And I don't think that's right, so I'm going to persuade you again on why therapy is a good resource to have. With therapy, you are rewarded the benefits of an emotional release, a new confidant, and learning how to rationalize your feelings. I have been in therapy since 2018, so I know this stuff. To begin, with therapy, you get an emotional release. So, when I began therapy, the first meeting, it was really just to go over of what's going on in my life, or what was. And from there, it just evolved to what was going on each week that I didn't have therapy. So, from the session you have at one point in time to the next, you have a window of time that unpredictable things can happen. Whether you began on a good note and you went to a bad note, or it was always good or it was always bad, you have that window to, not saying it's healthy, but in that window you bottle up what you're feeling, and when the next session begins, you can just release it. And I personally don't have very good memory. I don't have a very good memory. So what I do to help that is that I make a note in my phone. And obviously I have my phone with me at every session, and I just go through what has happened, and I say, oh, like, this happened, and, I don't really feel, like, okay with this, and I don't know how I feel about this, and my therapist and I just go back and forth between that. Another thing I received with therapy was a newfound confidant. Most, if not all, therapists will not have the intention to spread your information and tell your stories to everyone that they encounter. It has been the case with some. However, due to HIPAA, which is the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996, it's a federal law that required the creation of national standards to protect sensitive patient health information from being disclosed without the patient's consent or knowledge. And that's from the CDC official website. Due to HIPAA, if they do release your information without your consent, their license will be removed. And it will stick with them for the rest of their lives. Like, they will quite legitimately struggle to find a new job in that career that they had just gone to college for. And, they're probably still paying off student loans and such. So, you likely won't run into that problem. And then the last benefit of therapy that I'm listing, there are multiple benefits, but with therapy, you learn how to rationalize your feelings. So, when you begin going to therapy, you rationalize your feelings between you and your therapist. So, like, you bring up a topic and then you say, and I feel this way about it. From there, it goes to your therapist, who will say, well, what if you look at it from this angle? And it comes back to you, and you think about it from that angle and think about it from that perspective, and then you send it back. And you, in this time period, can go back and forth with how you might feel. And this has helped me learn how to reciprocate my feelings, or not reciprocate, rationalize my feelings on my own, in my head. I've started to think about things from a different perspective when I get upset. And even still, I'll still go to my therapist about things, and we can go between each other and rationalize things. But instead of being so selfish, and only seeing things from one point of view, it has made me begin to look at the bigger picture, which is very, very, very good. You cannot only, okay, let me rephrase that. When you rationalize things, you can either rationalize the way you feel or the way a third party feels. However, your feelings will always be put first. Your therapist is on your side at all times. So even if they think you're in the wrong, they will see your standpoint no matter what. So, with all of that being said, therapy is a very, very, very good resource to have. Therapy is good for children, is good for adults, is good for the elderly. It's very good for everybody because you get to release everything that's been built up, and you have someone to release that to, and they cannot tell anyone. And with therapy, it will teach you how to do things on your own. So maybe if you do feel insecure about being in therapy, you can learn and acquire those things and then be on your way.